Hey, what is going on YouTube? Ron here. We are in the Myōgi, but there are two major announcements for this video. I was up bright and early this morning training. I was actually training the brother of the guy who's going to fly Elon's rocket into space. So that is a fun little interesting fact for you guys. But the main point of this is I was up early this morning training, and I got a notification that the Myōgi was released today. And as always, you guys know Wargaming gives me these ships for free. And while I was perusing Discord, I also saw an announcement that the campaign was confirmed. It is the USS Black and the USS Independence. It's another dual campaign, and there's more information on that to come, but basically you can choose one campaign ship, and at the end of the campaign, once completing, you will be able to buy out the other one. The price of that is to be determined, but they said it will cost the same for either one, so you won't really get a deal one way or the other, or you will get a deal one way or the other, if that makes sense. But I will link that video that Robin made, and Robin is doing an excellent job on editing those. I do believe that is him. Whoever's doing that, the art department is keeping Wargaming alive, let me tell you. And the second part of this video is the Myōgi. Now, this is an AI match. I could not be bothered to play this in Standard any longer. I didn't really switch up my build. We're running an accuracy build, but as you see, with only 6 guns, how accurate can you be? I was excited to try this ship, but honestly, after playing it, I think I have 5 standard games, I'm not sure. I won't touch it again. I thought it was going to break the mold for me. I thought it was going to be one of those ships that has a higher, skill floor. That sort of, I don't know, like whatever ship you can think of, the Tiger 59 or anything like that. But guys, this is just... Here's a decent salvo. I mean, the Destroyer did stop. That's probably one of my better salvos. The problem with this is it's got a 30-second reload at Tier 4 with only 6 guns. Now, if you get a Tier 3 game, you can dominate fairly well. I did blap some cruisers in my initial game, but RNG and all things aside, with only 6 guns, here, let's give you a try. Well, let's give you a good salvo if this guy doesn't get torped on a log glassy in air with our spotter plane. It's probably just going to overpen French spaced armor. He turned out a bit, and the shell's going to land short. Okay, we did get a Citadel, actually. So, of course, when I'm talking smack about the ship, she is performing a little bit better. But I will show you guys the stats at the end, but honestly, that's the main point of this video. We're just going to power through AI here. I had a game with someone who recognized me earlier, and he played it very well in his Ismail, and there was nothing I could do against him. Now, obviously, that's Tier 4 and Tier 5, so any Tier 4 ship is most like, notably, just like Tier 7 is struggling now. Hint, hint, wink, wink, Tier 8. So, that's not really a fair judgment, but fair play to that guy. Let's see if we can... You want to lead these a little bit. I haven't been leading these correctly, and the Trento is a faster ship. I'd actually open out. Decent lead. Yeah. There's kind of the salvos I've been getting. You can't control RNG, but with only 6 guns, you want laser beams, and you don't necessarily have it. Again, it's a Tier 4, but... nothing much left to be said about that. I will link both the Discord and the video for that, so you guys can get full information. We just had Prince Blip on the stream, and I really appreciate him joining us because he answered a lot of questions, and I will actually be doing a separate video on that. I think the game is heading in the right direction. Listen, guys, adding Tier 8 is something they probably had a tough time doing, but with how catastrophic Legendary in Tier 7 is, I think they needed to do it, and it sounds like they're listening to the game. What I got from the Prince streaming with Blip is that anything that you guys put in feedback with a reasonable, sentiment behind it, not like, well, destroyers should be spotted at all times, something stupid like that, and I get that, this isn't really, it's not realistic, but this game isn't realistic. It's an arcade shooter with historical ships, and yes, there's some elements of realism and historic value there, but come on, guys, destroyers wouldn't have a chance. Regardless of that, let's go ahead and show you the stats, but what I got from that, again, is that they listen to feedback. So join the Discord, put reasonable, respectable feedback in there, and one thing that they said they have lost feedback for is unique commander presets. For example, if I wanted to have Takeo Takage set for my Myōgi and a different build set for, I don't know, my Hyuga or something, I would have to change that build every time instead of locking that commander in there. So that means you have to change your inspirations, which cost commander XP, etc., etc. So that is something that they said they lost feedback for. But in the meantime, here is our build for what we were using in that game. It's a full accuracy build. I probably should take that off. you lose a lot of speed. Well, we'll take this off, so just keep that in mind. We had that on during the game. You know, range and will to rebuild. But here are the ship's stats. It's mediocre in every sense of the word. The armor and the hit points are okay. I did tank a lot of damage from that tier 5 game, but I still got penned fairly easily, and your broadside is pretty weak. I haven't looked at the armor yet, actually, but the guns are decent when they hit, but the problem is you don't have that much range. I know it's a tier 4. The reload is 30 seconds, and you only have 6 guns. So a lot of negatives in the gun department. And what else do you have at a battleship? 4.2 kilometer secondaries, which are actually fairly decent for tier 4. But it's, you know, there's only, how many is there? There's actually 16 of them. The 152s and then 6 of the 120s, but maybe like a meme secondary build. But again, the ranges at which secondary engagements are viable in this game, if a destroyer player knows what he's doing, you're probably dead. He can still remain outside concealment, even like American destroyers and fire. You know, if you're coming at him fire from his concealment. AA defense is you know, tier 4. Maneuverability is average. We did have that speed increase. We took off driving drill bits, so you will get 30 knots with a half decent rudder and actually a fairly decent turning circle radius. But concealment is 13.1, and you know, obviously your gun range and on fire there. That is the ship. Let's take a peek at the armor. What's our belt? Yeah, so you do have a little bit of icebreaker with a 19mm bow. Most battleships up to tier 7, up to tier 6 actually can be overmatched. Decent casemate, so probably some half decent protection from plunging fire. Not really that much of a deck though. And yeah, fairly covered citadel with a little auxiliary armor room here. Yeah, pretty low citadel. What's the plating on it? 38. Yeah, so probably not a lot of plunging fire that will get through those 2 layers of armor there. Almost 3, but I have gotten blapped, you know, broadside obviously by a tier 5. But yeah, that is the ship, guys. This is not a purchase that I would make anytime soon personally. You know, if your great-grandfather served on the ship, you know, I don't know. It looks nice in the Japanese port here, and you know, like I said, the game's getting a little stale for me, so I thought this was going to break the mold, but hopefully tier 8 or the USS Black next update will do that. That is all the information I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. 2 major announcements in this video. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the campaign. Is that good? Do you like the dual campaign? Honestly, it's a way for us to get new ships. I hope they do legendary campaigns. I'm so tired of waiting. But yeah, that is all the info I have for you guys. Links down below. Aaron out. Peace.